Hey everyone, this is your cncHD and we're back to the beta version of Act of Aggression. And I'm not alone, today with me is...
I'm Batman! I'm the Knight! Joker! Where's the beta key?
That's right. Today with me is Batman and he's really mad today.
Bane! Where's your power plants, Bane?
Alright, so we have a
Where's my menthols?
we have a 1v1 between Sam Lam, I think it's Sam Lam or Sam Lam, I don't know, and Ringo on the top right position.
Good old Sam Lam and Ringo.
Yeah, Sam Lam, there we go, Sam Lam. So Sam Lam at the bottom left and Ringo at the top right position.
Don't worry about getting these names right.
Yeah.
People still call me Hellbent, which I don't know if that's an actual name or if they just have an SD monitor. Can't quite read the text.
Hellbent? That's an interesting...
Hellbent.
Hellbent. Wow.
I like it though. I might change my name to that.
That's an interesting name. Okay, so we can see that Ringo is going for that barracks and 2 refineries. And he's sending his marines to the bank to secure it and get the fast income.
Sam Lam's kind of dragging on his recon here, but he is going for the refinery, so he's still got a chance here.
Yeah, he has 2 refineries up, same like Ringo, but he's not going for the barracks, not going for the bank. He also placed down his barracks a bit behind the HQ and has a long way now to the bank, which is surprising me. We can also see that Sam Lam went for an LEM down below his HQ, which makes absolutely no sense at all for me.
I guess you could spread that way to build some defenses, but they can still get around you. You'd have to stretch pretty far to reach the edge of the map.
Yeah, because normally you place down the LEM next to the refinery, but this guy just went for it and placed it down there on the bottom, which is... This doesn't make any sense.
Well, it does give the enemy tanks easy access when they come rolling down the road. They can shoot both sides of the base.
Hey, that's true. That's very true. So we can see that Ringo has 6 marines in his bank, and
Sam Lam's making a run for the bank, but yeah, I don't think he has the advantage here. He's moving a little bit too slow.
Yeah, that's true. He's also not scouting anymore with his recon team. Ah, there we go. Now he's scouting with the recon team. He stopped a bit there. And we can see that Ringo going for the top left bank with 3 marines already. And there's the 4th one. So he wants that bank, and I think he's getting this bank.
Solid econ move right there. You really want those banks early on. I mean, the Rangers cost you a bit of money. It's a little bit of an investment, but it's still cheaper than a refinery.
Yeah, that is true. And we can see that Ringo also scouting there now at the bottom right position with his recon team and still pumping out those marines, and javelins are also on the way. What I notice is that if you build mortar teams, those are very strong against buildings. Did you even build mortar teams one time in your beta footage, by the way?
Nope, all I built was the tanks and those little recon vehicles that are like quad cannons, because that's exactly how I play as the GLA.
Because I didn't build those mortar teams too, and those mortar teams are crazy. You just drop them behind the base of the enemy, and that's GG right there. If they don't do anything against this.
Very nice. Yeah, getting those light recon vehicles out is a lot more important than I thought it was originally.
Yeah. So, we can see that Ringo is about to arrive at the top left bank, and he is getting it because the recon team of Sam Lam is sleeping on the job and just parking there at the park slot, and just standing there and thinking, oh man, there's a Burger King right next to me, let's get some burgers.
There goes Ringo with the scouting vehicle passing by a bank. Only 2 infantry in there.
Yeah. And there's also Javelin.
Oh, yep. There goes his recon. It's still alive, but just barely.
Yeah, slowing it down heavily, and there it goes. Destroyed that one very easy. Yeah, the bank now belongs to Ringo. He is just about to send his Marines inside, and there we go. First Marine inside, and bank belongs to Ringo. He's now sitting on 2 banks and is ahead with the income. We can also see that Ringo has 2 solar power plants. I think only 1 is needed, but he went for 2. And he has the light vehicle bay out and can pump out those Humvees. Or
Yeah,
Strikers.
it's not a bad strategy to get 2 of those because one can get blown up really easily by, like you said, a little sneaky mortar team. So having a backup's not the worst thing, but they're so close together. It would only take a couple more seconds to blow up the other one.
Yeah, that is true. We can also see that the light vehicle bay went up for Samlam and Bova on the same tag. But Ringo is ahead with the income and he is able to spam out more units.
Samlam just taking a peek at his bank and running away.
That is good. Okay, no one wants to go for the bottom right bank yet. And
Samlam in here with a really large stock of aluminum. And he doesn't appear to be spinning it either, so we'll see how that goes.
yeah, that is true. He should maybe go for the base projection, which costs 1000 aluminium and gives him the ability to place down MG nests everywhere. This would be a good investment for those for this 1000 aluminium. Or,
If I had to take a guess, he's probably, yep, there's DEFCON 2. He's going for DEFCON 2. Gonna get those heavy units up, probably. That's typically what I used to do.
yeah,
Not a bad move. If he gets those artillery units up, he can wipe out these banks without much of an issue.
Yeah, that is true. So going for DEFCON 2, very good choice. We can see that Ringo went for, I think a 3rd refinery it is. Yep, a 3rd
Yeah, that southern
refinery.
gas supply down there, that's going to be really good, especially if whole Samland doesn't find it.
Yeah. I think Ringo has bad luck with the oil in the beginning, because the oil and aluminium fields are randomly spawned, and it's a bit of a luck which player gets more oil. And I think that Samlam has more oil next to his base. I mean, he didn't discover it yet, but I think he has 2 oil fields up to his base, if I'm not mistaken. And Ringo has to drive all the way down to the map to mine from another oil field, which is pretty sad.
Yeah, considering Samland isn't sending out his recon vehicle to find more resources, I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess and say that Ringo's gonna win this one.
Yeah, it could be true. He also has this 2nd bank, so he's ahead with the income, and he also has 3 refineries. It could be possible that he is going
Not
to
only
win this
that,
match.
but it's a well-defended bank. It's not just infantry inside there. He's got more on the way, and it looks like he's got his little recon vehicle just sitting there waiting for some... Oh, no, 2 Humvees, actually, with infantry inside.
Yeah.
Let's see where these guys are going.
Also,
I do like the zoom feature on this. Just hover your cursor on a unit and zoom in on it, and it'll follow it pretty well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. But the striker is empty, which is surprising me. So empty striker there, and it's very slow. Those Humvees are just too fast for this one striker. And I think he's going to do a surprise attack at Samlam's base. And he's getting the refineries and will hit him there unprepared.
That could work out really well since there's no defensive turrets I'm seeing here. No machine gun nests, no light vehicles. He's basically naked down here.
Yeah, he's playing a bit SimCity there, I would say.
Not a bad strategy, but yeah, all it takes is a couple of Humvees with some infantry to ruin your day. You almost did that to me last time.
Yeah. That is true. He also didn't went for a single MG nest. There's no single MG nest there. And no single vehicle. But he is building a 2nd barracks. And now building some javelins.
Well, those could be pretty effective, but if he doesn't have any anti-infantry, then he could be in a little bit of trouble. Not to mention, those javelins are going to have a hard time outrunning a Humvee, so all he has to do is move the Humvees away.
Yeah, so there are the Humvees, and I think they are going to unload those troops right there between the 2 refineries, and there they are, javelins all the way. What I notice is that if you have Marines inside, they can steal those
get
refineries.
Those vehicles away! What are you doing, Ringo? Splash damage, buddy! No!
Yeah, this happens to me all the time. But he sent them back, and that's good. But he lost one
I guess that's
Humvee,
why he's
though.
got the extra striker there, just in case the Humvee gets blown up.
Yeah, true. So what I wanted to say is, if you have the Marine is able to capture the refineries, which is pretty annoying strategy.
Oh wow, they can capture buildings like in Command & Conquer. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had one guy who was just about to sell my complete base. It was completely annoying. He just rushes
like
you.
that.
He just rushes you with a Marine, and he just sells everything what you has. He even captured my HQ.
Nice.
That was a pretty dick move by him.
Yeah, the rush game in this game is pretty complex compared to Command & Conquer. It's not as simple as just sending a few technicals out with a couple of rebels, but, you can still do it. I like that.
Yeah,
It's an option.
that is true. So the third bank is still not taken yet by Ringo, even if he has the advantage right now. He is not doing to expand his advantage. He is not paying attention. Oh, never mind. Just don't mind my talking. He is sending a Humvee right now to the third bank.
Yep, those Rangers are going to get toasted. No chance.
Yeah. Man, Ringo doing some pretty good damage there in Sam Lamb's base. And, oh, what is Ringo doing? He just passed the bank and not sending his troops into the bank. This was a reinforcement
Sam
Humvee.
really should have sent his RPG or Stingers out there first instead of the infantry first. He may have been able to counter this attack, but as it is, oh hey, machine gun nest.
Yeah. Oh,
Good timing.
that is good. But he has the resources for it, so that is a good MG nest right there. And there it goes, all the troops are dead, and there are even 2 prisoners lying on the ground, which means $1,000 there for Sam Lam if he takes those prisoners.
It's going to take me a long time to get used to the whole aluminum oil, and what's the red resource? I don't even know what the red resource is.
Earth resource, I think.
Earth resource, so just rubies? I don't know.
Okay.
Interesting, though.
So I think Sam Lam is on DEFCON 2, if I remember right. But it seems like he's not doing anything with DEFCON 2. He's not building a armory. He's not building a heavy vehicle bay. He's not going for a helipad. What is he doing? He
Looks like he's going to send some light vehicles out to try to finish the job, which could be pretty effective if he uses them right.
Yeah, so now he's building up his refineries again, which is good. And he's also banking 4,000 credits. That is a lot. But maybe he's saving it for something else. Maybe for those Abraham tanks, those heavy tanks.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in the mind of Sam Lam here, but I can't quite tell what he's going for. He could really use a heavy vehicles factory right now. If he had that, he could counter this attack, but I don't know if he'd be able to get them built in time. I mean, the tanks build pretty quickly, and he may have the resources for it, but it's hard to tell on this one.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Ringo is sitting on 8,000 credits. That is a lot.
And his base is looking pretty massive too, actually.
Yeah, so Ringo is doing an absolutely good job here with building up his base. He also did place down a big power plant, which gives you 8 power, I think.
Yep, that's right. And that's pretty convenient, because if he blows out those solar panels, he's still going to be online. Either that or he's going to build something even bigger right now, which I guess we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah, so the Marine of Sam Lam now taking those prisoners and getting 1,000 credits. He's also now building those light tanks, which I forgot the name of those things. But he is now finally building tanks, and that is what I'm liking to see. Also, Ringo has a lot of tanks in front of Sam Lam's base and waiting for the right moment to attack.
As well as a couple loaded Humvees, which, if I had to guess, are probably packed with Stingers, which are going to make his armor pretty useless if he doesn't have any infantry out there.
Yeah, true. I wish Ringo would go for a helipad or a heavy vehicle bay. This would be absolutely perfect.
Looks like Sam Lam's throwing down another MG nest. That ought to help him out quite a bit.
And I think that Ringo went for a logistical center to upgrade some economic upgrades, which are pretty good. Also the forward base is enabled through this logistical center. And that's a good thing to have, this building there, right there.
Looks like Samland's gonna get an infantry inside this one bank over here to the... Well, I was gonna say to the right. May as well just call it right.
Yeah. Okay, bank under attack of Samlam, and Ringo needs to retreat with his tanks. And failed attack there for Ringo. Samlam defended this very well and keeps his bank.
Nice try. I think he lost a couple of infantry in there, though, so that will affect his economy, but not a death note right there. He's still got plenty to work with.
Yeah. Also some more prisoners for Samlam to take to get some extra cash. Samlam sitting on almost 7,000 credits, and I'm still missing the heavy vehicle bay. He's still pumping out those light tanks.
Looks like Ringo's got another factory going. That's going to help him out quite a bit. His economy must be booming right now.
Oh yeah, it is booming. It is booming a lot. Which second war factory do you mean? I only see one.
Oh, I just meant refinery. I apologize. I keep calling it a factory.
War factory, I mean. I only see one war factory. I don't see a second one, though.
Oh, no, I meant a refinery, actually.
Ah, refinery.
The red resources right over here.
Ah, okay, now I get it.
I keep calling it a factory because I associate the huge smokestacks with factories. And plus, when I highlight stuff, it doesn't tell me what it is in this mode, which is kind of agitating, I have to say.
Yeah. Ringo now sending down a construction vehicle down to the bottom, but getting raped there. I think Ringo tried to place down an MG nest next to the bank of Samlam, but that failed.
Yeah, you got to watch that unit pathing. They will stick to the roads, and that will get them killed.
Yeah. Also, the refinery of Ringo is useless between the Earth resources, because the refinery is not able to get those Earth resources. You need to build a special refinery at DEFCON 1 to actually mine those Earth resources.
Ah, I was wondering why I wasn't collecting any of them.
But I think Ringo doesn't know about this, and so he will let his refinery stay there all the time, I think, and wonder why he has no Earth resources.
Looks like Sam's at DEFCON 3 and Ringo's at DEFCON 2. We'll see how that goes. Maybe he's got something... Oh, maybe... I think he just updated. It's hard to tell just by looking at him, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to tell. So, I still don't see any vehicle, heavy vehicle bay yet, and no helipad, so Samlam's still relying on his light vehicles. He's also still not going for an armory and banking those resources. He has 3,000.
It'll appear that Ringo's on his way. He's got a bunch of light vehicles headed down the road right now, playing bumper cars.
That is great. Ooh, that is a huge army right there. He has blazers inside against the air, which is not there, and he has some nice light tanks against the tanks of his enemy and the infantry. That is
Now, they
good.
could get wiped out by a couple of heavy tanks and artillery, but I'm not seeing that in Samland's base right now. So without those heavy units, he's going to have a struggle fighting all those.
Yeah.
And protecting his banks is going to be nearly impossible.
So, Samlam still has this bank in the middle though, and seems like Ringo doesn't care about this one. But there's only one marine inside, and one marine just generates not enough cash for Samlam. I think he generates like 6 credits or something like that. Not very sure, but it's not really much.
Not a game changer, though he is defending it with a couple of tiny tanks. It wouldn't take much to wipe them out and take that bank.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, he probably doesn't need to with all the refineries he has right now.
Yeah.
He's going to call him a factory again. Come on, where's heavy vehicles, guys?
Yeah.
Why'd you get DEFCON 2?
I also missed those things. That is I'm almost wondering why they go for DEFCON 2. Like you said, it's pretty pointless going for DEFCON 2 if you don't build DEFCON 2 stuff.
You do need DEFCON 2 for the anti-air vehicles, so if somebody builds some helicopters, you can actually defend against them, but I don't see any of those on the field either right now.
Oh! Oh, I see a armory and a heavy vehicle bay for Samlam. They're down bottom at the corner of the map.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Finally.
That could change the tide. If he sends all those light vehicles out and there's a couple of artillery units there, it'll wipe them out, and that'll be a huge financial loss.
Yeah. So, even if Ringo has the economic advantage right now, Samlam does have the army advantage. And once those heavy upper arm tanks are out, which we can see right now, there's one, he's going to rape the army of Ringo. Those upper arm tanks are like beasts. And he also has this armory, and he's doing an upgrade inside. And going for the Tusk upgrade for the upper arm tanks, making those upper arm tanks even more stronger.
Yeah, they're pretty tough to get by. Even if you use infantry against them, they have long range and they just wipe out infantry almost instantly. So you need quite a few javelins to counter those. Yeah, also some guardians, because upper arm tanks cannot counter air units. You need Tusk to upgrade in the armory to get the anti-air upgrade for those upper arm tanks. But for that, you need DEFCON 1. But I think Samlam is on DEFCON 1. But he has no Earth resources. I think you need Earth resource for Tusk 2 for the upper arm tanks. I believe you do, although you could just build the light vehicles with anti-air. I'm not seeing any of them. So, then again, I'm not seeing any air units right now, So that is a good thing for Samlam. That his opponent... he's still in the game, although if I was a betting man, I'd still put it in Ringo's corner right now. And I think there's a whole bunch of resources up to the northwest that are just completely ignored right now. That would be a good thing for Samlam to grab right now. Yeah. I wish there would be a possibility to see those resources as a spectator, where they are all hidden. This would be a great thing. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll have to send that into the beta form and request a full map view. But then again, who knows, that could lead into hacking, and I don't even want to open that can of worms. Yeah. Seems like Ringo now engaging and moving all of his units forth and next to the bank of Samlam. So he's preparing an assault on this bank, but at the same time, Samlam is pumping out those Abraham tanks, and I think they are all stacking up on one point there. So we don't know for sure how many Abraham tanks are sitting there, because this is a bug in the beta. The units are stacking on one point and you cannot tell how many tanks are beneath this one tank. Yep, I can't tell. It's I always had that when I was building Guardians. Those Guardians were all stacking on one each other, and then I had like 10 Guardians beneath one Guardian, what was pretty funny. Okay, Samlam did put 6 Marines in the middle bank, so that's pretty good, boosting up his economy. And looks like Ringo is sending a repair vehicle to his... No, that is a construction vehicle. He's building a MG nest there next to his refinery, I think. Pretty good move right there. And now he attacks, but he is not letting the infantry staying in his strikers, and now the infantry is very slow behind. That may not be a bad move, because a couple of RPGs blowing up one of those things would cost a lot of money if they were full, but he is taking his time. It's like a military parade out here. Yeah, sure. He should drop those soldiers next to the bank and not run the whole distance. Yeah, you could put a couple of them into 2 of these, hold them off on the side, send his armor in, then zoom in the infantry when he needs them. But, I'm not going to judge Ringo. He's got the advantage right now. Yeah, but I think there are some mortar teams inside. I think the white ones are mortars. The red ones are javelins, and the white ones are mortars, if I remember this correctly. Yeah, if you're right about that, then that bank's going down, no problem. Yeah. But they zoomed inside of the bank. But they need the vision to attack the bank, and they don't have the vision yet, because Ringo need to move forward. And there is the attack. Ringo's credit, he doesn't quite know what's down there yet, but now he does, and it's not much.
Yeah, and now he attacks. There's also some artillery sitting in this bottom building there, as we can see, and shooting like crazy with the rockets. Very long range there at the building.
Bank's cleared, but he's still taking fire. That could be a problem.
Yeah.
Those live vehicles aren't going to be able to stand up against that. Unless he attacks right now, but nope, he's getting flanked.
So Sam Lam not sending his Aperam tanks to the top yet. Maybe he doesn't. Now he's sending the Aperam tanks, and they have the Tusk upgrade. As we can see, those Aperam tanks have another color. If you look close to the Aperam tanks.
Yeah, they got the little rank 2 mark on them.
Yeah, they look a bit different, and this means they have the Tusk upgrade. And they are now more heavier. And those tanks with the Tusk upgrade are beasts. You don't want to encounter those with non-Tusk upgraded Aperam tanks of your own. You really need...
Yeah, this will be a problem for Ringo. He still doesn't have any heavy vehicles up, and it's just not going to cut at the light ones.
Yeah. I think Ringo is relatively new there to this game. I think this is one of his first matches, if I see this right, because he doesn't really know what to do. He is expanding very good. He is doing a pretty good job expanding with his refineries, but attack is missing. He's just concentrating on light vehicles, and that might be a mistake.
Yeah, they're pretty good for quick attacks and, playing the game early and getting attacks on early on, but if you're going to play them in the late game, it can cause lots of complications. You're better off using air units at that point.
Yeah, and Ringo now about to lose his refinery there, which is useless anyway, so it's no big deal that Ringo is losing it.
Yeah, it would be in Sam Lam's best interest to just capture and sell it, but blowing it up's fun.
Yeah, that is fun. Seeing all the explosions there, that's pretty cool. There are also a bunch of pilots there next to the bank, which Sam Lam could take. And get a lot of cash there out of the prisoners.
Oh, he's parking his vehicle way too close. It survived.
Oh, Ringo sold his refinery and now driving back with his construction vehicle. Smart move there by Ringo. Getting some cash back out of this sold building. Bank still belongs to Sam Lam in the middle, and Ringo didn't even pay a visit to this bank.
Oh, he's got a little infantry horde sitting in the building right here next to the bank, but they're not in the bank, which is a little bit of a waste.
Yeah. Okay, still no tech yet for Ringo. I fear that Ringo is sticking to this light vehicle thing the whole game through.
Well, it could work. We'll find out. I mean, it would be interesting to see.
Yeah, that is true. So let's check
that being said, we're all noobs to this game, so
yeah.
I'm judging the strategy. I'm no expert, so don't take that out of what I'm saying here.
Yeah, Ringo is sitting on 20,000 cash and now building his helipad. You cannot see it on the map yet, but if you click on Ringo's name, you can see that the construction is on the way, and he will have a helipad very soon. But he doesn't have the aluminum to build those Guardians, because I think Guardians cost aluminum. But he has enough cash for Aperam tanks. But unfortunately, he doesn't have a heavy vehicle bay. Sam Lam on the other side is sitting on 0 aluminum, 0 credits, and 0 earth resource. So he did spend everything what he had.
At least he spent it well. Those heavy tanks are going to do pretty good for him, but I don't know, if they send enough light tanks after him, it's not going to work out too well.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't used mortar squads on the tanks. I know that the artillery will just wipe out any ground unit, but if the mortar squads can do well against those heavy tanks, then he could pull this out just fine.
I think mortars are not good against tanks. Mortars are just good about against buildings, I mean. They're only good against buildings, but not against tanks.
I'd assume so. I guess we'll find out, maybe.
Yeah, so Ringo has a lot of credits there at the bottom refinery, if you take a closer look to it. He need more supply trucks there, because that refinery is pretty full. Okay, recon team of Samlam scouting the area a bit for more resources, or maybe for more constructions of a Ringo. Not very sure.
Yeah, Sam Lamb's doing pretty good on the banks right now, so he really doesn't need any gas resource, but he may be low on aluminum, which would be necessary for artillery.
Yeah, so having those 3 banks is definitely a good thing for Sam Lam. He could send 2 more Marines into his first main bank, which he's not doing right now. And he's establishing more refineries, which I like. And also building a forwarded base there at the top left position.
Looks like he's sending some tanks out along with some other units. He may be running across some of Ringo's refineries soon, and if he blows those up, it's gonna take a lot of the steam out of Ringo's build here.
Yeah, and I take this back with the forwarded base. This is the Earth Resource refinery, which we are seeing here at the top left position, and he's now mining Earth Resource. Okay, so another construction vehicle there on the way for Ringo, driving around the road there at the bottom side and maybe building an MG nest next to the 2 refineries there at the bottom side, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see where this construction vehicle goes to, and it goes right next to the bank. Wow, I think this is...
Oh, that's not going to work out well.
That is a suicide construction vehicle, and there it goes. Wow, didn't know.
And a couple extra missiles just for good measure, why not?
Yeah, didn't know what Ringo was thinking there.
Yeah, that's the thing about the construction vehicles. They move automatically, so chances are he wasn't even looking at it.
Yeah. Also, Ringo could place down another refinery there on the top right corner, because there are 3 aluminum spots, which he doesn't mind from, and he really needs aluminum.
Oh, here we go. Light mass on the move. Let's see where Ringo sends them.
Yeah. If he meets the tanks of Sam Lam at the
there's one
middle.
Humvee down. 2 Humvees down. Full of infantry. That was expensive.
Oh.
It looks like half of his units are split going down different paths here. They seem to be headed right towards old Sam Lam's base, but I'm not entirely confident that strategy is going to work out. He already lost 2 Humvees packed full of infantry. That must have been pretty expensive.
Yeah, that was expensive.
And looks like Sam Lam's attacking some of his resources here. This gas refinery is going to go down.
Yeah, and like I said, it's full of resources, and all those resources will be lost now. Ringo is losing everything. I think there are like 2,000 credits inside.
Ouch.
And that's going boom right there. Also, Sam Lam has the upgrade advantage. He has all his tanks upgraded. And he will very soon have Task 2 on the way for his upper arm tanks, which means more HP and anti-air defense on his upper arm tanks.
Here come the light vehicles. We're going to see the showdown.
Yep,
The heavy tanks win.
But I think Sam Lam is going to win this because he has the task upgrade. But there is a heavy force of Ringo, also many troops.
Ooh, we just lost a ton of infantry by not evacuating them first. Having those on the front line was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Sam Lam's retreating. Ringo's on the attack, but that was a pretty expensive defense right there. He just lost a lot of money, not just out of the factories, but losing all those infantry.
Yeah, and that is true. And I think Sam Lam only lost 1 Abraham tank there.
Which only cost about 1,000 credits, so yeah, that's not a heavy loss at all.
Not really. And as we can see, Sam Lam has a lot more tanks there sitting in the middle, and he is expanding with his refineries. So Sam Lam doing an absolutely fantastic job there with building up his base, building forces, doing upgrades, and tacking up. Maybe we will see a nuke very soon. This would be cool. He has more Abraham tanks on the way and moving to the bottom right corner with his Abraham tanks. Okay, Ringo still.
Now, if they could only see
there.
each other, that would help them out a whole lot right now.
Yeah. And looks like Ringo is going to attack the army of Samlam there.
I don't think that's going to work out too well. He's going to lose one of those Humvees, isn't? Nope. He was really close to losing that Humvee right there.
Yeah. A surprise for me is that Ringo went for the helipad, but he didn't build a single helicopter yet.
He must be dealing with some financial woes, especially after losing that factory. I'm sorry, refinery.
Yeah, I also think he is low on aluminum. He has so less income of aluminum, but so many credits. Oh, and there comes the army of Samlam, crushing the army of Ringo.
Those anti-tank light vehicles are doing a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage, and Samlam needs to retreat, but losing all of his Abraham tanks. And that was a good move there of Ringo. Surviving with his army, and now... Oh, Samlam did sell the refinery in time, but losing his construction vehicle.
Yeah, I can see the light vehicle strategy that he has here. The anti-tank ones work pretty well if you get the jump on the enemy.
Yeah. So let's see how Samlam is going to counter this. There are more Abraham tanks.
Why not?
And more Abraham tanks there from the left. So looks like that Ringo is going to sandwich the army of Ringo there. And there comes... Oh, where are those Abraham tanks driving to?
That's a good question.
Looks like they don't want to do any more fight and just like, fuck you, we are going to drive out of the map. But now they're driving back to the road. And Ringo
There's Ringo's units.
Now Ringo is driving to the bottom. What are they thinking?
They totally can't see each other. That's the problem here, I can tell.
Yeah.
They're trying to find each other, but they can't.
That's pretty weird. Now Ringo driving to the left and Samlam driving to the top right. But it's okay for Samlam because he has more tanks in his base and he can easily defend the attack of Ringo. Because there are only 3 tanks left for Ringo.
Yeah, I like Ringo's idea of sending a couple of tanks down here to possibly do a sneak attack, but he's got MG Nest, there's Abrams sitting here. That's not going to work out for him.
Yeah. Ringo still going for light vehicles, this time for Blazers. He has a lot of... no, Strikers. I think he has Strikers. Or are those Blazers? I think he has Strikers and Blazers. So anti-air and some troop crawlers.
And there goes that small group of units. They didn't stand a chance.
Yeah. Just one hit and they are gone.
I think Samlam's sending his tanks back, though.
Yeah, I think he should attack. He has green light to attack his base.
Yeah, he has no idea what's down there, though. For all I know, there could be a huge, stack of those light vehicles down there. So I can understand his concern, but yeah, that concern's going to cost him. Ringo's going to be able to rebuild now.
Yeah, we can also see that Samlam went for an administrative center. Those things are like the black markets of the GLA in Command & Conquer 0 Hour. So this thing generates cash for you.
Oh, nice. I didn't even know they had those.
Yeah, and he has like 2 of those, as you can see. So he's well prepared for the late game. Ringo is not. So by the looks of it, Samlam is going to win this because of the administrative centers. He also has some Guardians there and...
a helicopter. He's actually building air units, so now he has unit variety, which is really important in this game.
That is really good. And he also has stacked up a lot of resources there at his LEMs. As we can see, a lot of Earth resource.
It's like another factory of Ringo's is going down. No more aluminum for you, Ringo.
Ah, that is sad. He also stacked up a lot of aluminum there at the bottom refinery. I wonder where the supply trucks are. I think Ringo has no supply trucks there. And there goes the refinery and 2000 aluminum. Ouch.
Looks like Ringo's building another refinery up towards the northwest, but I don't think that's going to help him out at this point.
Also, again, between those earth resources.
Yep, wrong refinery.
Yep, he still doesn't know that this is not the right refinery. And he has a lot of light vehicles there sitting at the top, and we will see when they are getting crushed. But there is anti-air at this mix, and so the Guardians of Samlam will have trouble taking out this army. Okay.
He's got his anti-tank and anti-air, but against a large horde of Abrams tanks, if they get one shot off on those, they're going down. So that's going to be a little bit tough for him to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, if he had some Rangers or Javelins to buffer him out so that the tanks would attack the infantry first, that might give him an advantage, but without that, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Okay,
So all these strikers seem to be packed full of infantry. If he can put them in just the right place, he might actually be able to do some significant damage, but we'll find out in a second.
We will find out in a second, that's true. And some snipers for Samlam would be cool now.
Oh yeah, can't they shoot enemies inside of those banks too?
They can shoot units inside the banks too, but I'm not very sure if they can shoot units inside that troop crawlers.
Oh, that'd be really overpowered if they could.
Yeah. And now Ringo preparing his attack there at the main base of Samlam. In the meantime, we can see that two Guardians moving in there and shooting at some random place, which I don't get. At the top position they are shooting at nowhere. And there's the assault of Ringo. Losing one light vehicle there already, I think. Yep.
Better evacuate those infantry, you're going to lose them.
Yeah, he should really do this. And now he's next to the Earth Resource Refinery. And he's about to take it out, but it's no problem because there's no Earth Resource left. So it's no big
a little
loss.
bit too late on that one.
Yeah,
Also, he's going to blow up his striker. Oh, that was expensive.
Losing all the infantry.
Yeah, these little missile vehicles are effective, but by themselves, they're not going to be able to survive this.
Yeah. Also some random Javelin there standing at the bottom left. Getting one light vehicle there.
They lost their haystack. I doubt that was helping them out very much, but I couldn't see them for a second, so that's something.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a couple of his vehicles are all but crippled, and he's getting some shots in. If he can hang out right here and nope, never mind. More Javelins. Oh no, he's got some light vehicles of his own now.
Yeah, Samlam has this in his hands. He has all the units, he has the advantage, and he's just toying with Ringo right now. Ringo doesn't stand a chance now.
Oh, I'm wrong.
And
Yep,
Ringo
there he
surrendered.
goes.
That went quickly.
I'm glad I'm not a betting man, or else I would have just lost a lot of money.
Yeah, so that one went on for 43 minutes. Very long match, but Samlam did a pretty good job there, and as we can see, he collected more cash. He also had 5,900 Earth Resource.
Yeah, he definitely won that war of attrition. Ringo had a really good early game, but that seems to have been all that he had, and I don't blame him. When you're new at the game, you only really know about 1 or 2 tiers worth of vehicles, at least, you know, by memory. So
Yeah,
experimenting's not really ideal in a 1 versus 1 situation.
that is true. I also didn't know about the DEFCON 1 tag until I just started a private game and tested out everything what is there. But till then, I didn't know what to do with the heavy vehicle bay and so on. So I don't blame Ringo too. So was a pretty good early game, like I said, but then it all failed, and Samlam took the advantage, took over the game, and just crushed Ringo with his heavy Abraham tanks and the heavy upgrades. Well,
Good
okay.
match overall, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's it. And thank you, Hellbent, for joining my cast.
No problem. Thanks for having me on, cncHD. Or
Yeah.
would you like for me to call you Westwood?
like you. It's up to you. What do you want to call me? It's
Batman.
Batman.
Bane. Let's do another replay, Bane.
I think I could impersonate the Terminator. Very good.
The resources weren't enough, Batman.
No, that's not even close to Bane.
I think I should impersonate the Terminator. What is he played by?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think I can impersonate him. Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper.
Get to the
Let's
chopper!
go to California.
Get down! Get down!
I impregnated my maid. Skeletor divorced me.
Okay, that was a bit harsh.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Okay,
it.
well, I guess that's all for this one, buddy.
Yeah. And see you soon, and thanks for staying with me here in this cast. Was a very good replay and very good cast, I think.
Good times, man. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.